In this video we will be taking a look at the paper piercing kit. For this operation we set the machine up in exactly the same way we do every other time. So we raise the touch screen, turn the power on and press the home button. We then open the tray at the front of the machine, push the lever up to number 2 and open the tray at the rear of the machine. Now we take our paper piercing tool carrier, unscrew the top, take the cap off the needle and insert that into the carrier, making sure that the arrows are aligned, and then we screw the cap back on and this goes into the tool carrier on the machine. Lock the lever down to make sure it's in place. Next, remove the protective cover from the piercing mat and position your cardstock on the mat. Make sure that it's thoroughly stuck down. Now load the mat into the machine and then it's time to choose your design. This can be from any source. I'm going to choose one of the fine line designs that is built into the machine. Set that on the mat and then scan a preview. When the machine has finished scanning, it will show you the material that is on your mat on the screen. You can increase the contrast to get a better view. However, on this occasion I felt that the lower contrast was better. Next I'm going to make some small changes to my design, and these are through the Object menu. Then I will turn the paper piercing function on for this shape. And then when it comes to the output, I will choose Pierce. The machine tells me how long it's going to take, and so you don't have to sit here for 8 minutes, I have edited this part. Once the machine has finished piercing, unload your mat and then carefully remove your cardstock or vellum, whatever you've chosen to pierce. This mat is a little stickier than usual, so do just be careful. And there you go, perfectly pierced paper. With the paper piercing kit, we can cut and pierce using the same mat. For this operation, we set up the machine in much the same way as we did for the first paper piercing exercise. Raise the touchscreen, turn the power on and press the home button. Then open the tray at the front of the machine. Raise the scanning lever to number 2 and open the tray at the back of the machine. Next, load up the black auto blade. Now remove the protective cover from the paper piercing mat and load your cardstock onto the mat, making sure that it is thoroughly stuck down. Then load the mat. Next, choose the pattern and set it on your mat. Now, scan a preview of the piercing mat. You can now see the cardstock on screen and position your shape accordingly. Next, go to Edit, then to Object Edit, and use the Offset tool to set an offset at a minus figure. Now use the selection tools to select the shape that is inside. Then, in the Object menu, turn on the Piercing tool function and set the dot spacing. Confirm all of these changes by clicking OK until you are back at the layout screen. Next, from the Output menu, choose Cut. Then, if you feel you need to, you can do a test cut. This test came out OK, so instead of doing another test, I can simply click on Start to perform the cutting operation. The machine will now cut the outline, but it will also leave gaps that will keep the main shape attached to your cardstock. This helps it not move while the piercing function is in operation. When the machine has finished cutting, you will be returned to the Output menu. Next, we need to change our blade for our piercing tool. So we remove the auto blade, remembering to put its protective cap back on. Then we unscrew the cap on the paper piercing tool. Remove the protective cap from the needle tool. Insert this into the paper piercing tool carrier and screw the cap back on. This then gets placed into the machine and locked in place. Now, from the Output menu, choose Pierce and then press Start. When the machine has finished the piercing operation, you can unload the mat and remove your project from the mat. You'll then just gently break the tabs that secured your shape to the main cardstock. And you can of course trim these out with a fine pair of scissors or sand them down with a nail file.